Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon. So you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification.
Hi students, see in the previous class that we were studying about our constitution, the Indian constitution, how it came into force, that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, see today in this chapter, in this class we are going to study about the Constituent Assembly. See that there were many challenges before the Indian leaders when they got the independence. Okay, we have discussed in the previous class what kind of problems that the Indian leaders, the people of India, they were facing during the freedom. Okay, when they got the independence during that time. Okay, so the committee of the Motilal Nehru and the Motilal Nehru Committee, Motilal Nehru Committee, and the National Congress meeting, National Congress. See, according to the recommendations of the Motilal Nehru Committee as well as the meeting that took place in Karachi by the National Congress, both of these committees they emphasized the formation of the constitution. So, for the formation of the constitution, they emphasized for the formation of the Constituent Assembly. So all the leaders of the India they gathered a meeting and finally they agreed to form the Constituent Assembly. So in the year 1946 a Constituent Assembly it came into existence. It was consisting of the Indian leaders. Okay, it came into existence in the year 1946. In the beginning it had 389 members. Okay, in the beginning there were totally in that Constituent Assembly 389 members were there. See, when our India, the Union of India, when it was divided as a Pakistan as well as into India, the total number came down to 299. So after the partition of India, totally there were 299 members were there. See, during that time, our Karnataka state, it was known as the Mysore Princely state. Okay, among these 299 members, there were 7 members from our Mysore Princely state. Means from our Karnataka state, there were 7 members from our state, Mysore Princely state. Okay, from our state, there were 7 members were there in that. So finally, these committees recommended the formation of the Constituent Assembly. The meeting of this Constituent Assembly for the first time, it took place on 9th December. 9th December, and after that, the second meeting that took place on 11th December in the year 1946. In the year 1946, the second meeting was held. In the second meeting, was held under the leadership of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, as you know all, he is the first president of our independent country. See, in that meeting, the eminent persons, the eminent leaders of India, they had participated in that meeting, like the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and that of K.M. Munshi, and especially from the Karnataka, K.C. Reddy, Kengal Hanumanthaya, S. Nijlingappa. These were the eminent leaders from the Karnataka state. Even the women leaders, they had participated in that, like Sucheta Kripalani and Srimati Sarojini Naidu. All these eminent persons, they gathered on 11th December in the year 1946 for the formation of the Constituent Assembly. Okay, this was the Constituent Assembly. That meeting was held on 11th December 1946. So in that meeting, they decided to frame the Constitution. This Constituent Assembly, it had 22 committees and 5 subcommittees. Okay, this was consisting of 22 committees as well as 5 subcommittees. One of the most important committees of that Constituent Assembly was the Drafting Committee. Drafting Committee. See, what was the responsibility of this Drafting Committee? This Drafting Committee was given the responsibility of to examine the issues that related to the country in detail. So this Drafting Committee, it studied many issues that related to the countries, and they made a report of that. Say the chairman of this Drafting Committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The draft work of the Constitution, it was for the first time it was completed by the Drafting Committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That's why that B.R. Ambedkar is known as the chief architect of our Indian Constitution. Okay. See, when it was framed, finally, see in our Indian Constitution, this Drafting Committee, it took many elements from the outside. Okay, from the foreign countries, it took many elements in our Constitution. For example, the British had enacted many rules, like in the year 1909, 1919, and 1935 acts of the British government. These were the acts of the British government. Our Indian leaders, they incorporated the British government rules in our Constitution, as well as they took the American Bill of Rights. American Bill of Rights. See, these are also taken and incorporated in our Constitution. And the social directive policies. Social directive policies. These policies were taken from the Irish Constitution. Irish Constitution, these directive policies are taken and they are incorporated in our Constitution. Like that, the leaders, they took some elements from the Constitution of other countries and they incorporated in our Constitution. Finally, because of the sincere efforts of the Drafting Committee as well as the Constituent Assembly, our Indian Constitution, okay, so it was formed, and on 26th November 1949, so our Indian Constitution, it was framed and it was approved. Our Indian Constitution was approved on 26th November 1949 and it came into force on 26th January 1950. Okay, in the year 1950, on 26th January, our Indian Constitution, it came into force. As you know all, every year on 26th January, we will celebrate the Republic Day. It is like a celebration for our Constitution. Okay, see, this is a brief introduction about the Constituent Assembly, how the committees, they emphasize the formation of the Constituent Assembly and how many members were there when the meetings were held, and what was the duty of the Drafting Committee and how the elements were incorporated in our Constitution and when it came into force. Okay, see, the next topics in this chapter, they are like the salient features of our Constitution, fundamental rights and fundamental duties, and the directive principles of state policy. All these topics are dropped from the department, so these topics are not taught. Okay, see, this much only in that chapter you are going to learn. Okay, on this basis only the related exercise question answers we will have to try to solve. Okay.